This is our first episode. I am Nancy Levine.
And I am Robin Siegel Lakin, coming to you live from Gotham Podcast Studios in Midtown Manhattan.
Very cool. And this is Hot Flash, and these are our guests, Tracy, Locke,
and the fabulous Donna V.
Yes, from Girls Gone Green.
Woo!
Yeah.
I do. I like that. She said that with such good attitude.
Yeah, Girls Gone Green.
Girls Gone Green.
So, ladies, why don't you tell us a little bit about your show, Girls
Since we
Gone
don't know a
Green.
fucking thing about
Well,
football.
first of all, we brought you a little gift.
Yes,
A
gift.
gift?
We brought you a little gift.
Oh, wow.
We couldn't come without
Look
bearing
at this.
gifts.
Wow.
I love this. Our first gift.
Here, why don't you open
Oh my
it?
God!
open
The
it.
first gift I got, I don't need an antibiotic for.
Koozies.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! I love these.
Our merch.
That's right.
It's our merch.
Great.
Now, when you're doing your podcast,
I love
Your
this.
drinks
Oh,
to
wow.
stay cold.
I could use it now.
Yes.
I love this. Me too. Here we go.
So for those
Well,
of you that
it's
are just
fast. I'll put
listening,
it on later.
yeah,
I love
for those
it.
of you listening and not looking, it's a Girls Gone Green koozie. For those of you live on Facebook,
It's a koozie.
It's
it's a koozie.
I love that word, koozie.
exactly.
Yeah, we are.
Everybody needs a koozie, right?
Everybody
really-
needs a
everybody
koozie.
A
loves a
koozie
koozie.
or a jacuzzi.
Okay.
or both.
I love a koozie in a
In the
jacuzzi.
jacuzzi.
Yeah.
We think alike. I was thinking the
Yeah,
same. I was just about to say that you read my mind.
It's lovely.
You girls are simpatico.
We are
Yeah.
simpatico.
We
Here,
are.
Nance,
Yeah,
here we
great
go.
voices.
High five. Here
Oh,
we go. Give me five. Go.
really?
She doesn't give me. My hand is sitting here, and she's freaking annoying.
leave her hanging, man.
She's ignoring me. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. We've been ignoring our husbands for years, so
yeah,
we're
how long-
used to
How
that.
long are you married?
33 years. Could you
What's
imagine?
your secret, really?
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
And how long have you been married?
25 years of hell.
Oh, jeez.
No. It's actually great. He's a great guy.
He is. I've met
He
him.
puts up with me. You know, he's very easygoing, you know. He just puts up with anything I do. For instance, the Jewish holidays are coming up, and we're going to have a podcast on Monday the 30th, and it's what the hell holiday
Isn't that
is
like
it?
what
It's
is it
Rosh
called?
Hashanah.
Oh,
It's
like-
Rosh Hashanah.
But
You see,
I'm not
such a bad
showing up
Jew.
Monday till after my conversion.
There you go.
I didn't even know what holiday it was, and he's like, okay, you know, it's going to be really hard for me to take Ben to temple when you're not even going to be around.
Wow, that is
But
an
he
understanding
didn't yell
guy.
at me. He's just like, you know, it's going to be really hard for me
So
to
it's the
take
guilt.
Ben
He
to
gave you the
synagogue
guilt.
with you. You know, in a very
You-
monotone
So
way.
you're trying to say
You
he's a
just
man,
tell him I'm
right?
showing
He's
up with
a
a
mensch.
bottle of Manischewitz. We're going to have some Manischewitz here.
I think we should
and
have
some kugel
Manischewitz.
maybe, right? A little kugel.
A
These
kugel.
girls don't know from kugel.
Yeah, we do.
Wait, a
Living
kugel
in this
isn't that like
area
a
long
Actually,
time.
Tracy, you're Jewish,
Yes, I
aren't
am.
you?
Oh, you are.
I'm 1/8 Portuguese Jew.
Part of the tribe, baby.
Oh, you are? Oh,
Woo!
don't try to be
One
Wait,
Jewish.
you are
Portuguese
too?
Jew.
Really?
Yes, I had my
What'd you
DNA
do?
done.
What'd you do? 23 and me.
You're about as Jewish as I don't know.
I know.
I know.
Well, I like baubles.
You'd be like the Jew my husband dreamt of when he was in high school. You know, the blonde Jew with the blue eyes.
Beshert that we're here today.
Bashir, I love. She knows
See?
from Bashir.
I know
Throwing
Bashert.
it out there.
So tell us about your podcast because we don't. I know it's about football. We know nothing about.
Yeah,
We're like,
tell us
we know
what's so
nothing
great about football. We just don't understand it.
Nancy just gets it right
Men
to
in
you.
tight pants. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I need to
Men in
like
tight pants with big shoulders and cute butts? What else?
I mean,
do you
little-
need to
The
do?
Yeah.
butts are delicious,
They
I have
are.
to say.
Yeah, the
They
butts
are.
are good. The butts are
know.
good.
Yeah,
I know.
and it's a new thing in the league. I don't know if you know this year. Not many of the men are wearing cups, and the
Hello.
pants are very revealing.
Hello.
You can kind of see.
I'll have
what
a
you're
cone or a
working
cup.
Wow, I think I'm going to
You
watch
know what?
football
You just
this
sold
Monday.
me. I think I'm
Yeah,
going to watch
right?
football.
You're welcome.
I know.
You're welcome.
but why Green Bay? How did you end up with the Packers? I mean, it's
Yeah.
Wisconsin. You
Okay,
live in
because
New
they're
Jersey.
packed.
No,
They- yes.
hey.
So it's not the Green Bay Packers. We
Right.
okay.
Oh.
Can I
Yeah,
take
go
for a
for it.
second?
Take it away, Dee.
So when we first met
Yeah.
and we started doing comedy together, we both recognized that we loved football, and we were just shamelessly promoting our shows.
Correct.
And all of a sudden, the Jets were actually doing well, and so are the Eagles. So she's from Philadelphia. Tracy is from Philly. I'm from this area, and I love the Jets, and she loves the Eagles, and that's where Girls Gone Green comes
Got
We
it.
do
I'm
not
thinking
pick up
Green
trash on the
Bay.
side of the road.
I got it.
So green uniforms, green girl.
I love it. You know, my daughter in college, her first year and a half in college, her roommate is now married to one of the Eagles.
Who?
Which one?
Yeah.
Is he still an Eagle?
Yes, he's still an
Offense or
Eagle.
defense?
Matthews, last name's Jordan Matthews. They went to college together.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, she went to Vanderbilt. That's when my daughter
Does
played
he have
soccer
a nice
for them.
package?
Kidding.
Ooh,
He's
I
a
don't
really
know.
nice
He
guy.
does.
He's
I'm
really
sure he
nice.
does.
Yeah.
Wow, we might have to get him on Girls Gone Green.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
could hear
yeah.
us, we'd like to have you on.
Jordan, we want you on the show.
Yeah, we're putting that out there. We're just manifesting that. Yeah, so we got together and we started the promotion, and we realized that we loved talking about football and comedy, and there weren't many women talking about football. Then we started doing videos. So each week prior to each game, we do a music video to cheer on the team, and we just started sending them out randomly. We thought we were fun, and we started to get a following. And then we got contacted by newspapers and different television stations.
Oh, wow.
Wanted to run our videos.
We were in Philly.com in the
Intelligencer.
And if you look us up, Girls Gone Green, like Philadelphia, Philly.com, you'll see the article, you'll see our pictures, and it'll take you to the YouTube page. And it's crazy.
What about Barstool? Have they been in touch with you?
No, we have not.
This would be a good thing for Barstool.
Okay, we
for like the adults who watch Barstool.
Right.
Okay.
The little kiddies.
Let us know.
Yeah, but they may have to show some skin, right?
Well, I got a shoulder. That's about the only tight thing I got left in this body.
And definitely wear those leather pants.
Well, you know.
Oh, yeah, you can't see it, but Donna V's got some pretty hot leather pants on.
You can't mess around with those pants.
Yeah.
You know, I went to the game last week.
Wait, which game? It's like we don't know what you're talking about.
I went to the Jets game last week. You know, the one where we lost. So just any game,
Which
actually.
game is that? Yeah, exactly.
And I wore these pants, and then I realized that cheerleaders were wearing leather pants. And I realized I don't think there's a short-haired cheerleader. Otherwise, I would have tried to rush the field. But they would be like, "Why is you know?"
Were you a cheerleader in like high school?
No, I was a big fat nerd in high school.
Oh my
Artsy
God!
glasses.
She oozes of cheerleaders.
I was captain of cheerleaders in high school.
Really?
Yes, I was.
Oh. Where'd you
Okay,
go to
I
high
have
school?
a cheerleader
I went to
story.
Sheepshead Bay High School in Brooklyn.
Oh my
I
went
auditioned to be a cheerleader twice.
Tried
and I
out.
failed.
Tried out. See, that's why you didn't audition. You tried out.
That's why I failed.
Because you thought it was an audition.
Well, I had such a supportive mother growing up in Brooklyn. This is she's heard this story before. It's an absolute true story. The day of cheerleader tryouts, I get up in the morning. I'm all excited, right? And my mother goes, "Robin, come here. I want to talk to you." So I come in the living room. She goes, "Sit down." I sit down. I think this is it. This is a new Rocky speech. You go, girl. You that reference. I know. You go, girl. You go, girl. Right? She goes, "Robin, I want to tell you something. You know, not everybody was meant to be a cheerleader."
Oh, Jesus.
It gets better.
So supportive.
She goes, "Some people were meant to cheer the cheerleaders. And maybe you're one of those people."
Oh, my God.
I love
That
the
is
vote
a
of
true
confidence.
story. And I became a cheerleader.
Not only
I
were
did!
you're the captain.
Captain
Oh, I
senior
bet.
year. Yes,
I bet.
was.
That's a great story.
What were some of your responsibilities as captain? What does that entail?
Just leading
Blowing
the
the
cheer.
captain of the
Blowing the
football
captain
team.
of the
Exactly. That's where I was going.
At least I know
Actually,
where
we didn't
to
have a
go.
football team. We had a basketball team.
Shut
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Are you
And-
kidding?
Yeah. We would go out to Jan's ice cream parlor afterwards and then go parking in Mill Basin.
Oh my God.
Parking
My
in the
husband better not
basin?
listen. Mill Basin is part of Brooklyn. That's where everybody went
Okay.
parking.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good. I love
Hey,
it.
Nora Golden's watching us. I wanted to say hi to Nora Golden's a huge fan of Girls Gone Green. And she is watching. Love. You're going to be in love with these
You're going to
women.
love Hot Flash. These girls are incredible. Wait a minute. How did you two ever get together? What's
Yes,
the
let's
story
hear
there?
that story.
How exactly? When
Well,
was
you
the
hired
first
me
time?
first.
Oh, yes, that's right. Hello. I just had a hot flash. I forgot how I met
With
her.
Lori and Andrea Misvinsky.
Yes, I hired her to do a show, a stand-up comedy show at
Mother's
Bourbon
Day.
Street. Mother's Day. And I also hired you to do a
Yes,
show once,
absolutely.
but on two separate shows.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we met doing a show called
Oi.
Oi.
We reconnected when we did the show.
Off Broadway. We reconnected, and then we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You guys are
And,
fabulous together. You have a great
hilarious.
energy.
Oh, so do you.
Oh,
So are you
yeah.
two. I
Yeah,
love
you guys
it.
are too.
We have
So
a lot of fun.
tell me a little bit about Hot Flash. What's your? This is the first time that you're actually like having the
Yeah,
podcast
well,
live. Or?
well, yeah. This is the very first time. We had another podcast, Unlicensed,
Okay.
which we had last year.
We had for about 6 months. I
For
think
about
we
6
ran.
months, and
We
then we
took a
took a
summer
summer hiatus, and we just wanted to start again and
Revamp.
And we came
Yeah.
up with the name Hot Flash.
Which I love.
Yeah, we want to hit some of the boomers. You know, we're
Yeah, we're
boomers,
targeting the
we're
boomers and up.
targeting
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
boomers. And by the way, ladies, if anybody wants to write it, I'm also happy to be an MD. I'm not practicing, but I can try to answer your questions if you have any dirty little questions. for me.
Ooh.
Oh shoot!
Wow.
like
Wait a minute.
Dr.
Wait. You're a doctor? What type of doctor are you?
Well, I graduated from Einstein. I never practiced. I did my sub-internship in pediatrics. I hated
Shut the front
medicine.
door.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, you can say-
You hated it?
I hated it.
Why?
I'm telling you, my medical degree is the most expensive piece of artwork in our house.
I bet it is.
But my husband practiced. He works. He's,
Okay, what
you
type of
know,
doctor is he?
He's an orthopedic orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, I have a couple questions for him.
Yeah, I'll have him call. I should have him take. Well, he actually has a cold. He went home from work sick tonight. I want to buy him some chicken soup.
Wait a minute. So I have to
Airborne.
get this, Robin. So when did you decide that you're going to tell your parents that you were not going to be
Okay,
a
so my
doctor?
parents didn't really. My mother really wanted me to be an actress. So I was an actress from the time I was a little girl.
What? A
And
Jewish
That's
mother wanted you to be an
unusual.
actress,
She sent
not
me
a
out to
doctor?
Strasbourg. I mean, I was been in the business for many, many years.
Okay.
And then in my late 20s, I got tired of it. I hadn't graduated college because I went to study with Strasbourg and Stella Adler, and I did all those people. And I said, I want something else. And I was dating another physician at the time who was a real asshole. I don't know why.
Was he a proctologist?
No.
Hits keep
That's a
coming.
good one.
You see, that's good.
Wah,
I'm
wah,
going to spin that off him because my husband's a hand specialist, and people always say to me,
Ooh.
"Yeah, he must be really good, with his hands." And I'm like, if that was the case, I would have married a proctologist.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I left the business, raised my kids, got married,
Right.
and then I went back to school in my late 20s and my early 30s. I went to medical school.
Okay.
And I really did not.
But
like
but
it.
at what point? So you have to do your residency. You go through
I
the
didn't
whole
do my
thing.
residency. I did the 4-year program. I
Right.
did at Einstein in the Bronx. We lived there while I was in school. I had 3 children while I was in medical school.
Mother
Wow.
of
Whoa.
Thank you.
Hello.
I don't know how. I walked around pregnant.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I did have one.
No
we lost a
wonder you
child.
never became a doctor. That's
I
just
know.
like,
it was horrible.
Whoa.
Especially in
I know.
pediatrics. She's like, I hate kids.
I have to say though, we had an older woman study group when I was in med school.
Okay.
Like everyone had done other things. Like
Yeah.
one woman had gone to Harvard and then she went to Columbia Journalism School and she was a journalist for one of the papers in the city. And she came to med school. One girl wrote books for pharmacologists. She came, and we're all still friends. It's our whole little group.
Oh, it's so cool.
I
My
know,
cousin
yeah.
was a professional bridge player, and at the age of 40,
Out.
he went to med school, and he's now head of ER down in Atlantic City.
Well, people who play bridge are very mathematically
Yes,
oriented.
yeah.
So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But what I'm saying to you is
No
that is
clue.
such a commitment, Robin. At what stage are you like, I'm not going to do this?
No, I just went to medical
I
school
have
so
no
I could
math
support
sense
myself as a
whatsoever.
comic.
Mother. Wow. Well,
Don't be so impressed. It's really all memorization. It's really not as good as it sounds. I'd much rather be performing at Caroline.
exactly. For $5. Fabulous.
is that what they pay?
We pay more than that.
I'm teasing. But what did your parents say when you said,
Well, at the time, they weren't thrilled about it, but
Sure.
my mother was just thrilled that I married a doctor. That's all she
Yeah.
cared.
Exactly.
You manifested
ding,
it.
ding,
Exactly.
ding, ding.
You
I mean,
manifested.
she was just happy. I married
You
a
had
Jewish surgeon. You know how rare that is.
it's a jackpot.
That's
not
a
that
jackpot.
rare, but
That is a
Exactly.
jackpot.
How rare is that? What about you?
I know.
Well, I was a failure. I married a Jewish union worker.
He's a fabulous guy. I know her. He's a
I
fabulous.
was a
I've never heard of a
disgrace.
Jewish union worker.
I was a disgrace to the family.
You know what
That's
his name
even
is?
worse than a Jewish accountant.
I knew Nancy for a few years before she finally told me her husband's name.
What's your husband's name? What's your husband's
We were
name?
going out to dinner. I said, "What's his name?" Carlton.
What?
Carlton?
He sounds like a black doorman, right?
Carlton Levine. Wait a minute.
That's great.
What?
Yeah.
Carlton? Who named him?
His
His mother,
I know, but was she sleeping with a black guy? What happened?
apparently.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, Carlton.
Sorry,
I'll reel her in.
I call him Carly because it's too hard to say Carlton.
Yes, she does. She calls
Oh,
him
yeah.
Carly, and they're such a cute couple.
That
They're
is
really good.
phenomenal.
That's so funny.
Yeah, they're
And,
good.
and he's very mellow. He's very monotone.
Yeah, he's pretty mellow. Yeah,
Now, what does he do for the union? Is he a mediator?
he works for a nurses union.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of doctor-nurse thing going on here.
Yeah.
Tracy, are you married?
I am not. I am dating a non-Jew.
So tell me about the.
So that's why we're not
non-Jew.
getting married.
You're dating a guy.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
guy. I'm not politically correct. So don't
Well,
expect
just
me to
make
be.
him convert.
There goes my SNL career.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Can you believe that? By the way,
I know.
Oh,
It was
my
horrible.
God.
I
Wait.
put on Facebook that day. I said, I wonder what their SNL
Wait,
safe word
wait.
is.
Back up. I missed
I
this.
mean,
What?
yeah,
So,
they fired.
yeah.
What's
Yeah,
who
tell the
they-
story.
Yeah, tell the story.
the
Tracy.
comedian, the Philadelphia comedian,
very good.
who was hired on SNL.
Yeah.
Someone sent in a tape of him making comments, and he was fired based on the comments.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
about
Yes.
Chinese people. Dare I say?
Also, he did say, I don't know if you guys read it, but he did say that women comedians are on the bottom rung under gay guys. And I was like,
Well,
you know
he's not
what?
lying.
But here's the
said
thing.
that,
Here's
yeah.
the thing.
Just
As
kidding.
comedians, we're all comedians in this room. The whole point of doing comedy is making social commentary on things
Right.
that are happening and the freedom of speech. When you tell a comedian they're not
it.
able to say things, that's the beginning of the end because
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense to me. I know what he said wasn't kind, but listen to what other comedians have said at their specials and say on stage. it's comedy. It's a commentary. You should be able to say what you're going to say. If you don't like what they say, then you don't listen to that comedian.
Yeah.
And change the channel.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair that someone. I mean, I have a really.
agreement.
I bought a hat online for me and Robin,
Yes.
and it says "Make comedy offensive again."
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's red. I can't wear it because it's
I don't
red.
wear it
Oh,
either
people
because
will
it looks
attack
too
you.
much
I would like
like
not
Trump.
to get a punch in the eye.
Right.
It
Yeah.
looks too much
Walking
like
down the
Trump, so I don't
street.
wear it
Yeah.
either. But I have it in
But
my
thank
office.
you for that, darling. I really appreciate
That's
it.
very sweet. I
Now,
don't know.
Donna, you're not married, right?
I
don't
am not.
think
I have
so.
2 amazing kids.
I met
that
your
are-
daughter.
Yeah.
She's such a nice girl.
20 and
Yeah.
23. It's crazy. I've
think I
never
met just
gone
one
to
of them
medical
that night.
school.
Oh,
I spent many nights in the ER with 2 kids, though. Yeah.
You probably know as much as I do.
Yeah, exactly. I have a daughter who's going to be, she's going to sit for the CPA.
Oh, that's
I know.
wonderful.
It's
If a tough
insane.
exam, that's a
lovely.
She's got her
exam. Yeah, that's
master's
fabulous.
at 23. And
Wowza, that's
yeah, and
Very
she's,
impressive.
yeah, and she doesn't even live home, which is great.
You shouldn't be live home
No,
like
but I'm
you're not
just saying,
supposed
like
to.
what I'm saying is, and no offense to anybody that lives in their parents' basement, but she's not living in my
No,
basement.
my children really don't live in my basement. Oh, and
But-
if they did, I would kill
Oh,
myself.
bullshit!
No, but that's
supposed to tell
another thing.
anyone.
Listen, that's another thing. It's like crazy. It's like, you go like. All these kids are still living at home.
It's a
and
totally
like,
different
it's the
thing.
craziest thing. I
Look how
can't wait
much
to get
money.
out of the
Look how
house.
much, oh, me either. I left at 18. But look how much money it is to live on your own now.
Oh, it
know.
is.
Yeah.
It's very different.
I
My
know.
daughter lives in a 1-bedroom apartment on 34th Street with 3 people.
Yeah.
In a 1-bedroom.
That's
You're
crazy.
kidding
yeah,
me.
a little 1-bedroom.
I
It's
know,
a nice
I-
apartment, but
I went to look for an apartment. It was a 500 square foot apartment here in the
Yeah.
city. They wanted $4,000 for 500 square feet. I was like, that's a mortgage payment for a very nice house. What are we doing here?
Oh my
Exactly.
god!
How much do they want for it?
4,000
I don't
for
even
500 square
for
feet.
500
Oh
square
my
feet.
I don't
God.
pay that much for my mortgage.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
No,
You have a
they're
beautiful
pushing
house.
out the middle class in the city. You can't
Absolutely.
live. I paid $350 a month to live for many years on 83rd between West End and Riverside in a brownstone on top floor of brownstone.
How was it?
It
Phenomenal.
was great. I lived there for many years. When my husband and I were first married, we lived there for a while. I had my first son there. I used to take him to Riverside Park every morning and walk with the
Nice.
stroller. And then when I got into Einstein, they had great housing. We had a beautiful apartment in the Bronx on Eastchester Road, so we moved there. And it had just gone co-op, and we didn't have the money to buy the apartment. So we sold our rights to the landlord. What a mistake. But at the time, we were able to buy a car, which was like a big deal at
Sure,
the time. So
And then you lived out of the car with the baby.
I know.
That's
We
probably-
should have done that.
You
It
probably
would've
should have
saved
just
some
lived out of the
money.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he'd have nowhere to come back to live. He could be in the trunk. That'd be
Exactly.
fabulous.
That'd be his room. Get
But
in your room.
wait, Donna, you've been a hairdresser for many years.
Yeah.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well as
tell
a
us
comedian.
about
Tell us about
that.
that.
Tell us
Oh.
about your business.
I've had my business for almost 19 years. It's called
Wow.
Salon Gossip. It's in Bloomfield.
I love the name.
right?
Yeah. I used to actually run an open mic out of the salon.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was
You
great.
did.
I did. It was a lot of fun. It was about a year. And then just getting busier with everything else in my life, it just became, the same thing. It's like, okay, I'm setting up the chairs. It's my night off. I'm doing all the stuff, setting up the sound. And it'd be great. And some nights you'd have 25 people show up, and sometimes you'd have 5. And it was just like one of those things where I was like, I'd like to maybe go somewhere else. I
Yeah,
don't know, the
like on a
movies.
date.
Maybe
Hang out
or
to
yeah,
dinner.
exactly.
Like not something comedy related.
Exactly. Just for like 5 minutes. But I love it. I have had my business for a long time. I love it.
How did you start in comedy?
Well, let's see. I always wanted to do it. I really did. I grew up with a pretty funny family, crazy influential family of comics or wannabes. And I think my wit came a lot from being that nerdy kid that got made fun of a lot for having like glasses and braces.
I can't see that
saw-
at all.
I
She
don't
needs to
see
bring in a
that
picture.
at
I can
all.
show you.
If
I
you,
could
if you were in
show
high
you a
school with me,
picture.
you would have been at the Mean Girl table.
See, no, I'm telling
That's
you.
what I would think too.
No,
Kidding.
not
I'm
not
just
at all.
kidding.
Not at all.
like,
And
I'm
then
not a
one
mean girl.
day, like years after high school, and I got divorced and I was on my own, a guy that I ran into, I'll never forget. I couldn't tell you his name because he morphed into some old man with no hair. Nice. But like we went to high school together.
Elmer.
I remember
Karma's a
having,
bitch.
Oh, that sounds so hot.
right? I had a crush
Say it
on him.
slower.
I see him in the parking lot,
Say it
and he
again.
said to me,
Slower.
"Hey."
Slower.
He's like, "What do you do?"
Harder.
Say it again. Nancy's busy under
I feel
the
like you're
table.
creeping me
Let's
out.
go.
I just watched that episode of what the hell did I just say? I started watching last night.
Shameless.
Shameless. Oh my
Oh, I
god!
love
Did you watch
Shameless.
that?
I love William H. Macy, whose wife's going to prison.
Oh, how long is she going to prison for, by the
14
way?
days.
Holy guacamole.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
crazy.
Horrible.
The only thing I learned from that scandal is that
Yes.
apparently USC is an elite college.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
crazy.
When that's news news to everybody. Right.
So
I'm
finish
But
what you're
anyhow,
saying. I interrupted you. I'm so
the guy
sorry.
said something
Yeah.
to me, and I was like looking at him like, who the hell is this guy? And he goes, we went to high school together. And I just made some stupid remark to him, and from that minute, I was like, oh, this is too easy.
Yeah, you thought he was your dad.
I can handle hecklers.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just take care of it. And
I can
you know,
make sure that they're
the first time I ever did comedy, I was in Canada. I did an open mic after cutting some drunk girl's hair before she was going on a job interview. I'm sitting there with one of my friends at a bar watching a Rangers game, and this girl was drunk, and she said to me, what do you do? I said, I do hair. She goes, can you cut my hair like right now? I'm like, well, I don't even have scissors. She's like, I'll get you scissors.
Dull
And
butter knife.
She got scissors from behind the bar, and they wouldn't even cut like the coaster. So she sat there next to her drunk brother and taught me how to hone a scissor on the back of a plate. I did.
Wow.
You sure she wasn't in the mob? What is, who
Swear
is
to
this
God,
person?
I'm telling you, cut her hair
was a butcher.
in
Yeah,
the bar.
exactly.
Cut her hair in the bar, and she loved it. And somebody saw it, and they're like, we're doing an open mic upstairs. That was pretty funny. You should come upstairs. I'm like,
it.
so the girlfriend I was with said to me, you've always wanted to do it. Now's your time. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? If I bomb here, I'm not going to come back. I mean, I'm in Canada. So I did. I went up, and it was kind of crazy. I did like 8 minutes. And I was
8 minutes for first time. That's good.
and and I read my notes the next day. It just said, "Hello, my name is Donna," and everything else.
That's what you wrote down?
Completely illegible.
Mother,
Yeah, I had no
that's
idea I was drunk.
hilarious.
I mean, I don't know. I could tell you, but have you guys ever been to Canada? There's
Yes.
condom machines everywhere in Canada in the bathrooms.
I don't remember that.
Yes, so
Yeah.
the joke I made was I literally said, what's with all the condom dispensers here? I'm like, it's crazy. It's in the airports, in this bathroom.
Overpopulation.
It's nuts. I said, so raise your hand, like if you have an STD. Shut the fuck up. Everybody should put their hand down. And then I said, but the weird thing is, in this bar, they're flavored condoms. So I guess I'm just to believe that dick just tastes bad in Canada. And the place went wild, and I was hooked. And that was it.
That
for
was
me.
all it took. That's not bad at all,
Just
right?
a dick joke, me and
love it.
me and that in Canada.
Yeah, I'm good with dick jokes. I'm
Yeah.
down with them.
So now I try to be cleaner in the U.S. and I'll go
Yeah.
back and be dirty up there.
Yeah, you can be
That's
dirty in the Great
okay.
White North.
I can be dirty, clean.
That's
I don't care.
funny.
Yeah.
I prefer being
It
dirty.
was
I hate
crazy.
taking
You know,
showers.
they call napkins serviettes.
They
What do
do.
they
They're
call them?
very French.
Serviettes?
Yeah, they do.
Serviette.
They, in Canada, yeah, they call them
I had no idea.
serviettes.
So
Yeah.
Tracy, how did you had a nice Jewish girl from New Jersey
Yeah.
get into this crazy business?
Well, here's the deal. I'm from Philadalia.
Oh,
and
right. You
no,
said
no,
that.
no, that's fine.
Part I have a little
no.
Alzheimer's now.
But here, we'll take care of that. Don't worry. So when I first graduated from college, I was a communications major, and I got a job out in Denver, Colorado, as a news reporter.
Oh.
So I was on, but they put me man on the street because I'm right out of college, and they had me
love
stand
it.
in front of fires and ask people how you feel now that you've lost everything. How do you feel?
Oh, you sound like Bridget Jones.
Yeah. So I was that
You
jerk.
were the Bridget Jones.
I was that jerk that stood there and said, "How do you
love
feel
it.
about your daughter being abducted?" So,
That's so
when I was doing that, I got so depressed.
And who gives a shit as long as my makeup looks good?
Exactly.
That's hideousness.
Yeah, but then I would get into the truck and it was so down that I would make fun of everything. Not the people, but I would like joke around and do character work and like just do crazy things in between. And they said to me, "You need to do comedy." And I got a job in New York from Denver. And when I came back, one of my friends was taking, ready for this, UCB classes with Amy Poehler.
Oh my God.
And said to me, "You should really take these classes. I think you'd really like it." And I was living in Connecticut at the time, Stamford, Connecticut, after I came back from Denver. And I said, I don't want to travel into the city to be in classes with Amy Poehler. So I took classes at a local place in Stamford, Connecticut, a theater called Curtain Call, and I got hooked. And I loved improv. And then I started doing improv and then got into stand-up. And now I do warm-up. I do warm-up comedy for all the different shows here in New York City.
Wow,
So,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Which
Which shows do you
shows
warm
do
up?
do warm up
So
for?
I just started a brand new show, started last week, the Mel Robbins Show. You girls familiar with Mel
No.
Robbins?
Oh, you got to check it out.
You got to check
Yeah.
her out. She's the world's highest paid female speaker, and she speaks of women's empowerment. She's the new Oprah.
good
Mark
for
my
She
words.
is the new Oprah.
Yeah, so she's
Ooh.
all about women's
love
empowerment,
that.
and she's an incredible lady. And
you're warming up the show. I love that.
I
I
am
know,
warming
like,
up
I
the
went
show.
to see The View with friends of mine from out of town,
She
and
is.
Joey Cola was warming
yeah,
them
I love
up.
Joey Cola.
him.
He is the
Yeah.
godfather of warm-up
Yeah.
comedy.
Wow.
He's an amazing guy. So there's so many careers
So
in comedy.
do you do that
can
every day?
I do that 3 days a week.
That's
so
great.
Tuesday,
Holy
Wednesday,
crap.
That's
Thursday.
a great gig.
It is a great
Look
gig.
at Vince August. He just went to the Emmys because he warms up Trevor Noah's show every day.
that's so great.
Every day he just went to the Emmys, second year in a row with this show.
Oh, I
That's
love
great.
it.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing stand-up?
I've been doing stand-up for 15 years now, and I've been doing warm up for 6. So it's a great gig. It really lends
Oh
itself.
yeah, but Gina
obviously.
too. Gina DeChico does
Yeah,
warm up
Gina does
also.
just The View.
Right.
She's hilarious.
I know.
And you also headline all over the country.
Yes, I do.
Right?
That's
Yes, I do.
fabulous.
So I'm.
Good for you.
I know, right? We got to get girl power.
I want
have to
you
get more
alive.
women up
Can we
there.
switch?
Wow.
Oh yeah, we can switch if you have a Jewish doctor as a husband.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
No, he's a good
So-
guy, but he's a good guy.
You're like,
so
he's a good
funny.
guy, but it's been a long time.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, it's, yeah.
Well, how are your husbands are both super? They are super encouraging of your comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my husband's good about it. Yeah, Carly's good about it. Carly,
didn't
he's
seem
good about
very-
it.
He's encouraging in a very laid back way.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
like,
so.
So what does that mean? Does he
Okay, but let me give you an example. I'm like, I have a gig this Friday night
Okay.
at Rhino Comedy Club in
Yeah.
Suffern.
Okay.
And I'm like, so I have a gig this Friday night. Are you going to come? I don't know. I'll see.
So he's
I'm like, what the fuck? Why
he's-
don't you just say you'll come?
yeah.
That's like,
That's what
yes,
she
but it'll
said.
cost you 2 blowjobs. And
yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah,
You can put a little stuff on the
Ben's
line.
not around. Ben's her son. Yeah, she's got a son still living at home.
Oh,
He'll
lucky
I
be
asked
at
my
high
son
school
if he
age.
wanted to come. He's like, no, I saw your act on video and I was traumatized.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
classic.
That's hilarious.
So funny. Yeah, my daughter hates coming. She comes every now and then when we have a monthly show at Broadway on
Yes.
License, and my daughter's been to a few shows. So she's she works for Viacom.
Okay.
So she's a marketing coordinator for Nickelodeon. So she
Great.
came with some of her cohorts to our last show, and she was so mortified.
Why?
Because she said, "Mom, you were so sexual."
You're like, hello.
And you're like, how do you think you got here?
Then here's the
Exactly.
greatest thing. After she reamed me out for being so sexual, one of the girls at Viacom that she works with, another marketing coordinator, said, my daughter's name is Andy. I love her to death. She goes, I like Andy so much better now that I met you.
Oh my God, that is classic.
That is hilarious.
Once the cheerleading captain, always the
Yeah,
cheerleading
exactly.
captain.
Well, you know what my daughter said to me once when she was a teenager? She said, I love you, Mom, but I like my other friends' moms better.
Oh my
Because
god.
They don't discipline her. Of
You have to
course.
tell them you're not June Cleaver. I always say I'm not. You guys know from Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, of
June
course.
Cleaver. I always say I'm not June Cleaver. You want June Cleaver,
Yeah.
Marry June Cleaver.
Exactly.
This is
What
not
a
me.
bit.
My kids love coming, actually. I'm lucky. I am really lucky. I wear my daughter's Sweet 16 dress for some of my shows.
Oh, well, you're so little. You can do
Yeah,
that.
I've seen that dress.
That- yeah, I
I've
started-
seen you wear that.
It's a classic.
It's a
I
classic.
love that.
I literally
love that you do that.
Well, because kids are expensive. So I'm a single mother, and the damn dress was expensive. So when we had the argument in the
Love
dressing
that.
room
Yeah.
for Sweet 16, she wanted to look like Katy Perry. I said, okay, well, I don't have Katy Perry's money.
Yeah.
She goes, well, I'll pay for half. I said, well, then I get to wear it half the time. And she said, no, you wouldn't. And I wasn't doing comedy yet. So I said to her, well, maybe I'll wear it for Halloween or something. And then I had to go up and do the longest set that I've done at that time was probably 10 minutes, let's say. So I needed to stretch it, So I was
on
like,
the
you know
dress.
what? I'm putting this dress on because I could do 5 minutes on the dress alone. And that's how it started.
Wait, weren't
and
you
then it
with
became,
John Benet Ramsey for Halloween?
No, that's a joke. That's
I
a joke.
love. Oh, that's so good.
I put
Yeah,
when I'm
that's
wearing the dress,
so
I would say,
good.
I told her I was going to wear it for Halloween. Maybe I'd come back as John Benet Ramsey back from the dead.
Oh my God! Then you show up with a box and you let people write down how you were
Exactly.
killed. And put it in the box.
Exactly.
And who did it? The
Or I was gonna
brother.
come
Then
back-
you draw the one name at the end of the night.
Exactly.
And you read how you were killed.
And
I love that.
I was going to do that or Nancy Kerrigan, bloody up my knees.
Oh yeah,
And look
that's
like a
good.
skater.
It's
Yeah.
good.
You know, but no, I tell people I can't afford to go to the gym. I use that as
No,
my
you should be Tanya
trainer.
Harding. You have the blonde hair.
Yeah, I mean,
Come with
You
an
could
axe.
have the,
You know?
yeah, you could have the pipe.
I could. But my 20-year-old is going to be a therapist, and I tell her all the time, "You're welcome. I wrote your thesis with your childhood."
Oh, I love that.
No.
great.
That is
But they
Every
do.
comic needs a therapist in the family.
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
for sure.
She said she can't help me though because it would be a conflict of interest. Now when she wants
knows
me to do
too
something
much.
for her, can you go change my clothes over? I'm like, it's a conflict of interest.
So I want to hear about Tracy's love life.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Have you
I
ever
wanna
been
know.
married
I've been
or-
engaged 4 times.
Oh,
What
I
does
love
that
it.
tell
You're, like
you?
you're the
wow.
runaway bride. You're sitting
Yeah.
with Julia Roberts, the
The
runaway
original
bride.
runaway bride. Yeah. It's like
Did you keep all the rings? I hope you kept all the
I
rings.
didn't keep all the rings.
Get out of
I
town.
should
Not
have.
one of them?
Not one of them.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
It's like bad.
Then you'd be
juju.
living in that 500 square foot apartment.
I know, right? I wouldn't
could
have
have sold them all.
I could. I wish I would have known you too. Then I would have done it. See, I didn't have the right people. I didn't have a Jewish fairy godmother on my shoulder saying,
Oh, yeah,
"Keep
no, I
the
would have totally
ring."
told
Keep
you.
it.
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
encourage my daughter to take everything.
Yeah, I know that makes
That is
sense.
hilarious.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, so I've been engaged 4 times. I don't know. I have.
Well,
that.
I'm impressed that you've been in engaged 4 times.
I mean,
impressed
seriously.
Four guys,
that you guys
yeah.
have been, married this long. That's what's impressive.
Yeah,
being
please.
engaged is not that impressive, but being married for a long time, that's impressive.
Yeah, people are very impressed by that.
It is. It's, you know how hard it is to be.
I'm just
well, you do.
lazy. No.
No, I don't.
No, I
believe
really
that.
I do love my husband. I tease him. I have only 2 problems with him when he exhales and inhales. No. I really do love him.
Okay,
do.
can I tell you? I have an Aunt Sheila.
My next life, I'm coming back gay and infertile, so that's why.
Hey, there you go. You don't have to worry about anything. You can have a great time. I have an Aunt Sheila who is like so over the top.
Aunt
You
Sheila.
bet. And I
Aunt
said to her,
Sheila, I
she's been
love
married to
that.
Harvey for 45 years.
Aunt Sheila and Uncle Harvey.
Sheila and Harvey, right? So I said to her, I said, you have been married for 45 years. What do you want for a big wedding gift? She goes, you know what I want after 45 years of being married to Harvey? A suicide pact. I want him to go first. Make sure it works. I was like, what? That's what my role model is.
I love
Yeah,
that.
that's what she
I
said.
love that.
She's
That's
like Aunt
funny.
Sheila's my new hero now.
Aunt Sheila would be your hero. She would love you too. She goes, she makes Harvey take her all over the world, and she's like, I said, Aunt Sheila, you're going. Where are you going? I'm going to France. I'm going to Paris. Why? I'm going shopping. Why? What do you mean? Why am I going?
God.
I'm going to Chanel. Like she's fat. You guys would love her.
love
She would
that.
love your outfits, by the way. Everybody can see them. You two look
Yeah, but-
stunning. They look
Yeah, they're stunning.
in leopard. You guys do. You look.
No, you look
fabulous.
hot.
She's being oh so too kind.
No. You guys, as soon as I walked in, I was like, damn.
Damn.
These girls are serious. You girls don't mess around. I love it. I absolutely love it. So wait, what's the goal of Hot Flash? You guys going to get on TV, right? You better do this.
Yeah, we would like to. Of course, we would like to.
No, you have to manifest.
You got to
and put it out
manifest
there.
it. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're both auditioning for commercials and film and things like that. I actually have a short film I did tomorrow night. It's a screening in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. What's the
way.
film?
It's called Postal, and
She's the one who goes
I'm the one
postal.
who
Really?
goes Postal. I have the lead in the film.
Find
yes.
that hard to believe.
But we did just.
Wait a minute. You have to
She
leave-
knows me for 10 minutes and she's already like tuned in. Yeah, it just got accepted to the LA Short Film Festival. in
That's
October.
amazing.
Congratulations.
I know, right? I know. So
That's-
I haven't seen it yet. Our director won't send it out, so we're having a screening tomorrow for cast and crew.
That's great.
I
You
know.
must be. How was
I'm
that
a little
experience? So
nervous.
much fun.
It was amazing. It was
Hard work.
amazing. It was a lot of hard work because I had to get into character. It's real. She's schizophrenic, the woman.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
So it was a wonderful script.
That's no
It's
joke.
a short film, but it was really good. Actually, the funny part was the woman who played the postal worker, Linda Brown. She's also a comedian and she's also a doctor. She's an OBGYN.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
from
so weird.
Texas, and we didn't. I had seen her at Broadway Comedy Club at late night, and I didn't put she was doing someone's show.
Yeah.
This is when I was I interned at Broadway for a year. This is when I was interning, and I didn't it took me a second to realize who she was,
Right.
and we finally figured it out. And then she said that she was an OBGYN practicing in New York, who's
Yeah.
from Texas. And I said, "You're saying that because you know I'm a doctor." She said, "No, I'm not. I really am."
Oh.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
And so wait, she's an OBGYN and she does comedy at night in
Comedy
her
and
spare time.
acting. She was terrific in the film. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the film yet, but she played the postal worker, and she was right on the money.
Well, you know, my OBGYN is hysterical.
Yes. I do my OBGYN's hair.
Do you really?
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's creepy. What
so
do you talk
each,
about?
You get to see each other's hair.
Well, you know what? Yes. You know what's the craziest part? Go ahead.
Bingo.
What do you say?
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of OBGYNs, I got vaginal rejuvenation.
You did?
About
did.
a month
Yeah,
ago.
she did.
And because, I've gone through menopause and I've been very dry. So I had the vaginal rejuvenation, and it's so fucking weird. They do they stick this huge thing inside
What is it,
me.
like a snaking out a drain?
What?
And then there's this like pump on the side, and it's like
Sounds like a Tuesday afternoon to me.
I was so sore.
Wait, what are
afterwards.
they blowing up, or are they sucking
Her
it in?
vagina.
I don't know. It was like it's like they found Jimmy Hoffa in there. I don't know. They found things from the '80s in there. They
She's like
found
sitting on a pool noodle
they
right
found
now.
they found like tube socks. In
Listen,
there
I'm
from
proud
the
of her
70s.
commitment to her marriage. That's a big
I
thing
know.
to do,
Wait,
right?
so
That's
have you-
commitment.
Have you tested it out?
Just a couple of times.
And how'd it go?
Was it worth the money?
Let's just say that I felt much more moist lately.
She went.
But I
to
mean,
Duncan
can you
Hines
feel
cake.
like does it feel like you have control over it? Not, I mean, of like your muscles.
Yeah.
She's shy.
Yeah.
Now she's
Wait a
tightening
minute.
up about it.
What did Carlton say?
Oh, he must have loved it. Yeah.
He said, "It's very nice. I could see the difference."
Oh my God.
If Carlton doesn't change the monotone for that, there's nothing that's going to get him over the top, right?
I know. Doesn't he yell like, "Ooh, Nancy, let me fuck you"?
Something.
He doesn't have to see the difference; he has to feel the difference. Right?
Exactly.
The point of the rejuvenation, I believe, is to increase the moistness, is to increase your.
I thought it was the
Oh, yeah,
tightness. I thought it's
definitely.
like to
No, because at our
No,
age, we
it-
are tight.
It increases
We've been
the moisture.
re-virginized, motherfuckers! I'm open, shop's open, kids.
This is so informative. I'm loving
Wow.
this.
It
know,
was so
I died.
friggin' weird. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever
It
had
actually
done in
opens
my
you
life.
up a little
Wait
bit.
a minute. Are you awake when all this is happening?
Yes, it's humiliating.
And then smoking a cigarette right
And
there.
plus they make you put on goggles. You're
So nothing gets in
there.
your
Yeah,
eye.
you didn't tell me that
You're
part.
lying there like this, and you have goggles on.
Oh my God.
And this lady's
Like
like,
an underwater
going
adventure.
fishing inside your twat.
Oh, God.
my.
Oh my God.
And do they say this is going to pinch a little bit? What do they tell you?
She said it's gonna be uncomfortable. No shit.
So if you get a blowout, do you look like Lisa Rinna from The Belt Down? I mean, like, that's what I want. Like, how big are your lips now? That's what I want to know.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
that's a big
listen,
question.
she said the
What
T
does that have
word.
to do?
Good, and now that she done the thing.
Because I'm just picturing when you say vaginal rejuvenation. I mean, is it like
they
you
both
got
Donna, I'm going to give you
Do you
a GYN.
Yeah, do you restuff the
little-
pillows?
Fill her in.
Okay, so as you get older, you go through something called menopause. You always say something about menopause. Go ahead.
Well, you just get very dry.
Yeah. But when you have menopause, you don't make estrogen. You're not your
Right.
body. You're decreasing in estrogen, right? So you get the hair, on your knuckles and on your chin.
Yes.
You
go-
sprout hairs on your
Cro-Magnon
chin.
woman.
It's
Yeah.
just not pretty.
And you're dry down below.
Okay.
So, like, I use a vaginal ring. You girls are too young for this. I use a vaginal ring. Like, once a month, I have to put a vaginal ring inside, and it increases my secretion.
And what does it do? Just constantly being dripping?
What does it do? Constantly
The vaginal
reminds my
ring?
husband that I'm in dire need.
Maybe if I had a ring, I'd be dripping too. But I mean, honestly,
You need a ring.
But Donna, it's got to be at least 5 carats.
exactly. But you know what's funny? Because somebody said a joke once about like Viagra. I go, and I didn't know this. And I'm like, when are they going to come up with something for women and call it Niagara? But that's what you're telling me they have.
Oh, they have a lot of things for women. Oh, yeah. And let me tell you something. My husband
But you know
loves
what?
it.
It
He
doesn't
absolutely
cover-
loves it. Yeah.
Insurance. It's not covered by
Of course
insurance.
not.
These
Of
things
course not.
No,
no,
they
no, no,
cover
the ring is
Viagra, but
covered.
you know how much this is?
How much?
Expensive.
$800 for 3 sessions each time, so it was $2,400.
That's a
What?
commitment. Yeah.
And how long does that last?
Oh, and I asked
For the
her how
rest of your
long it
life?
lasts. She said it lasts a year.
Or until
If
she
I had known
remarries.
that it only lasts a year, I
You should
would
have gotten the
said,
ring.
Fuck it, I wouldn't have gotten it.
I would've
How long
put
is
jewelry.
yours gonna
The
last?
ring, no, it's once a month. I have to change the ring, and it's covered by insurance. So
Wait,
you should
yours
do the
lasts-
vaginal ring. You leave it in for a month. Then you have to go with a fishing pole and get it out.
Yeah, who gets it out? Does your
Well,
husband get it out?
no,
Yeah, but
I
yours
figured
has
out a way.
estrogen. I don't
I'm
want the
still like-
estrogen.
I was a gymnast in high school. I figured out a way to get it out. It wasn't easy. I actually thought my husband was going to have to retrieve
This is crazy.
I know. I love this. We need to do this all the
This
time.
is
I
an
love this
education.
girl.
I actually figured out a way to get it. I hook it onto my little finger and I pull.
I mean, I was so dry.
a
Like a
Cupid
grenade. Like a grenade.
I was so dry before this when I did Kegel exercises. I started a brush fire.
Oh my God.
Aren't you girls impressed by our commitment to our husbands?
I am super
Right.
impressed
Yes.
by
I know
that.
the
I am
things you have to
super
do.
impressed.
I'm just-
I know.
I'm just
Commit
pissed
to
off I
vagina.
spent all that money and it's going to be gone in a year.
I can't believe it
That's
only lasts a
bullshit.
year. I don't understand what they're blowing up. I'm still confused. Can you enlighten us?
I
They're like-
don't really
like a
know
bike
that much
pump.
about vaginal
The
rejuvenation.
goggles just
I can
that's
only
like hilarious.
assume
I'm just
that
gonna
the
buy
thing-
goggles.
Okay, the thing that you need as you get older is you need to increase your secretions.
Right, but what
Right.
will pump it up
I'm
to?
not sure what the pumping up thing is. I mean, I certainly don't need to be stretched because it's
Right.
like if you
You had kids.
I had kids. Well, the problem is as you get older too, you actually tighten up. So
Really? That's
yeah,
That's a
new
problem?
one,
Well,
but
because you're not
that's a-
having sex as often. I mean, we have sex, but it's just you don't have sex as often.
So that's a
you
good
know.
thing for him.
Well, he has high blood pressure and a swollen prostate. I bet he's no interest.
I
And
you want to get with a younger person.
What do you do to get you in the mood after you've been married for a long time like that? Like,
No, you
leave
know
the
what?
house.
We spent the whole weekend in Pennsylvania. So my husband had homecoming. He went to Muhlenberg and Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Okay,
He had
sure.
homecoming this weekend. It was wonderful.
Right.
And we stayed at a hotel. It's like stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
nice. We get away. We do stuff like
yeah, get you going again.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me
The
ask
Amish
you.
gets you going,
Do you have
though?
like a hall pass? Do you have somebody that you could, you agreed on with your husband, like, if I ever have the opportunity, I'm in New York.
Right.
If so-and-so, if Jerry Seinfeld shows up and says, hey,
That's who does it for me.
that wouldn't be-
you mean
that
do we
wouldn't be
have a
my hall pass.
freebie? I
Yeah.
told my husband when I have cancer, he can fuck a whore.
You tell him?
no, but wait, I'm
Well,
asking
because then
you.
she's not afraid of the STD anymore. She's like, I got cancer. Who
like,
gives a
screw
fucking
it.
about
Right.
chlamydia?
Right.
Donna, you know what I mean? It's the only
Donna
cause.
gets it.
I get it.
You two are
I
now
get
on the
it.
same
When's your
page.
February
birthday?
March 23rd. I'm an Aries.
Oh, I'm
You're asking.
Aquarius,
You're
February
Aquarius.
13th.
What are you, Tracy?
January 11th.
Oh.
Oh, you're a Capricorn.
That's what
Yeah,
my husband
I am
is.
too.
Yeah.
I'm December 23rd.
Oh,
hey,
wow.
girl.
All right, okay.
And
Yeah.
my husband is January 1st, another Cappy.
But how about that?
yeah.
December, January, February, March.
Oh,
Oh my God. I
Yeah,
love it.
Donna's a psychic, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you
Shared.
getting
Oh, she became Joe Juice. And
Are
she's
you
been-
really?
But
Yeah.
shared.
So, are you getting a vibe? Are you getting any
I
readings?
get
from
connected
them?
sometimes. but
Oh,
not
you're
all.
psychic?
Yeah.
My mother was psychic. And
Really?
my sister's granddaughter is psychic. My mother's Hebrew name is Chani, and my sister's children had the grandchildren were born after my mother died.
Okay.
So it would have been her great grandchildren.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when one of them, when Betsy was, must have been 2 years old. My sister was giving her a bath, and she turned my sister, my niece.
Yeah.
And they live in Atlanta. She turns around, and Betsy was talking. She had to be under 2. I think she was like 18 months actually. And she said, "Who are you talking to?" And she said, "Chani." And she didn't even know. They used to
Wow,
call
I
Grandma
love that.
Irma. They didn't know. And
I love
she's
that.
got that. She's got the thing too.
That is.
So tell us about a psychic
amazing.
experience.
Mine is more brought on like if I have a glass of like wine and I like mellow out.
Oh, so you're just
no, I
drunk and you
swear
make up
no,
shit.
I swear to God, it's the craziest stuff. So I swear to you, I have clients in the chair, and all of a sudden I'll be like, "All right, who's George?" And the woman said to me, "It's my dad." I'm like, "Yeah, but there's another George." She goes, "That's my brother." I go, "Is your brother on the other side?" She's like, "Yeah." That's the one I told you. He was lost in the Bermuda,
Triangle. Do you believe that she has a client that? Have you met?
It's such a
met women
sin.
Lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh
What are the odds?
I swear to God, we were talking about something one day on our podcast,
Yeah.
and she made a joke. By the way, our podcast is now on Wednesdays, not on Mondays. I'm
tell-
plugging
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Plug- please
Yeah.
So,
plug away.
Oh, yeah,
8 o'clock.
plug away, yeah.
Yeah, 8 o'clock
'cause
on
we're
Wednesday
almost
nights.
done.
Yep. Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock on Facebook Live. Go to Girls Gone Green.
It's hysterical. They're
and
great.
Check us out. We lost video a little while ago, but you know what? That's a bonus because
Yeah,
that just
that's
means
bonus feed.
that the people that we were live to now have to come back and just listen
And
to the
watch Hot
podcast
Flash.
to
Yeah.
hear the rest of it.
What about comedy? Any comedy on the scene? What are you guys up to?
Yeah, we have.
What are you doing?
Well, we also do That's What She Said, which is another project that we work on, which is a female lineup. And we work with Andy Glazer, Suzanne Linfante, and Suzanne Stein.
Great.
And we kind of go together
Nice
as like
women,
a
good
complete
women.
show.
Yeah, try to get.
Yeah, as a complete
Oh,
show.
okay, that's
yeah, so that
great.
we can go and
That's
do like
great.
fundraisers and different things like that instead of
Cool.
always having to just find different, you know.
And we're with you. You know how it goes. It's so empowering to go to a show and as women on the show. And I'll tell you what, we've
Yeah,
done
like the last show that you had.
Yeah, that was great.
We've done a bunch of shows, and the reaction that we're getting from women and men, but especially women, saying it's so incredible to see an all-female lineup, and they knock it out of the park. And as you know, the stereotype is, oh, it's going to be a women's show. It's not going to be that funny. And men are coming up to us saying, these shows are so hilarious. I'm like, women are hilarious. You got to give it the chance, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about human nature. We're not talking about just being a woman.
Exactly.
We're talking about all types
Everything.
of things.
And the thing, I've been producing a show at Brookdale Tavern now for 2 years plus, and the last, I'd say 8 months,
Yes.
right? So I only do one show a month there, but the last 8 shows have been all female lineups, and people, the momentum it's picking up is incredible.
Sold out every
We're doing-
time.
It's sold out every time. We have a show on October
16th.
It's the 16th, and we're doing this. It's momedy, but not momedy. Everybody's got a mom, wants a mom, even if you're put together in a petri dish, you know. So we have some people on the show where
You
moms
clearly knew my mother.
exactly. I mean, you know, she didn't have the vaginal rejuvenation.
That's why she was so angry.
Fuck her.
But then we're bringing back guys. We're doing a No Shave
okay.
November show in November. It's an all male. Rich Carucci, who you guys
I like
know, Rich.
Rich,
I love
yes.
Rich.
Yes,
He's
very-
headlining that
yeah.
show.
Oh, that's great.
So you can go to Donna V Comedy on Facebook.
And Tracy, where do we go to
Locke.
follow you?
So for me, it's Tracy. It's TracyLockeComedy.com. So you can check me out there.
Yep.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on
Yep.
LinkedIn. I'm on everything you can do. Twitter. You name it, I'm on it.
Twatter.
Yeah, Twitter, Twatter, Twoop. So I'm always, looking to meet new people, and it's always fun. I mean, I'm just so excited to be here with both of you because you guys are amazing. And we
Great
have to-
energy.
I
but
love her.
you
So are
guys-
you two. It's like great. I'm so glad you had you. You're our first guest.
I know.
This is so-
we're so
I love
honored.
This is
it.
a great
Oh
first
my
show.
God, no,
I
we
know.
are.
And
This is
Joy, I
great.
think you could play the closing
Oh
song.
no! Really quick before we play the closing, Nancy,
What?
tell us about your show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Housewives
I
show,
always forget to
please.
plug myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
So
Well, that's why you
modest.
got the rejuvenation, so you don't have to plug yourself.
Of course, I talk about my friggin' rejuvenation, but I forget to plug my Housewives of Secaucus show.
Oh.
Which will be at the Avenel Performing Arts Center October 16th, 17th, and 18th.
How cool is
That's
that?
And
stuff.
November 7th and 8th.
It's a great
Wow.
show.
And now we're ready for the closing.
Wait a minute.
song.
You're not ready
Yes.
for the closing because
No.
you'd have to tell us a little bit
How do you
about
find
it.
the tickets?
Oh, okay. So you
It's a
you
great
go
show.
to avenelarts.com. You could buy tickets there, and it's a spoof of all of the housewives shows, and it also has singing in it. It has 80 songs, and I play Anita Martini,
Oh,
I love
need
that.
a martini. That's
and
beautiful.
it's just it's a lot of fun. It's a great show.
And one of
So-
the girls in the show, her sister is on the Real Housewives of New
Oh, that's
Jersey.
amazing.
Yeah, she's a
out
regular.
here. Which one?
Go ahead, Nancy.
You're allowed to talk about it?
Kim Perella is in it, and her sister is
In the witness
I'm
protection
blanking
program.
out.
in the
She's Teresa Giudice's
Giudice,
sister-in-law.
yeah?
Giudice's sister-in-law.
Oh,
What's her
really?
name?
Yeah, I know Kim with
Yeah,
the married
yeah,
to the
yeah.
handsome guy. He's
Yeah,
handsome.
yeah. He's married to the.
Yeah, short, handsome Italian
Matter of fact,
guy.
his brother is my patient of my husband's. I shouldn't say that.
We're blocking that out.
HIPAA.
Fuck HIPAA.
Right, we're blocking that out.
I'm sorry.
Oh my
And
god.
now I think it's time
I'm
for
so
the close.
Oh wait,
Rude.
I don't think she's there. So wait, you didn't plug what you're doing.
Oh, we have our show coming up. Well, I talked about the movie, and then we have our show coming up on. Are we done?
No, we started later.
We have our show coming up. Did she? On when is our next show? October
October
10th.
10th.
Unlicensed.
Yeah, tell us about that. What is
We've
that?
been doing a monthly show. We have to have you guys on.
Love
we
to.
do a season. We give guest spots to season comics, and then we have a couple of bringer comics. No, I say the word bringer, but people, younger comics, newer comics. They
Yeah.
don't have to be young in age, but newer comics that bring some audience members. We only have a few usually every month. It's mostly guest spots, and then we have a paid pro comic headliner every month.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's been great. We've had some great headliners. This month we were supposed to have Vanessa Hollingshead, and she unfortunately can't do it. So we have a call out to Carol Montgomery, who, by the way, is getting back to me tomorrow. She's in LA, so she's getting
Okay,
back to me
cool.
tomorrow.
Did you see what she's doing? She's doing
Yes,
really
I
exciting
know.
stuff.
I know. It's great.
We have 5 minutes.
So
All right,
we have
cool.
5
that's
minutes.
awesome.
Good. So yeah,
Yeah.
women of a certain age. That is so exciting.
I know.
And where is that show?
That's a Broadway Comedy Club in
Yep.
the Red Room upstairs.
Love
Tickets
that.
are always on Eventbrite, BroadwayComedyClub.com.
I was at your show once. That was in Christine Grillon was
Yes,
there.
she was our
Yeah,
headliner.
yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. I came to support live comedy.
Yes,
I love
you certainly
that.
did. You did.
And so how's the turnout been? How's the reception been?
Very
How's-
good.
It's been very good. We've
Yeah.
been doing good.
That's
It's
so
been doing
good.
and I love it. We both love it. You know, between
Yeah.
that and this, I mean, it's been good.
It's really good. I think I really do. I think we are as women, we're taking over. I just have this feeling, right?
Yes.
Like the wave, the
Yes.
tide is turning.
Female
love it.
power.
Yes. Girl
Yeah.
It's really exciting. It's really exciting to see it happening. It's exciting that
be
women
a
are
part of
taking
it.
the reins and actually doing it. It's like sisters are doing it for themselves. That's
That's
really happening.
right.
Yeah. That's a good song. That'd be another good song for you guys to have.
You know, I think I like that.
Yeah.
Sister.
doing
I think we'll use that the next. You know
themselves.
what? We'll use that the next time.
yeah,
But
that's good. I like
right
it.
now, I think we're ready to close out now.
She gave us
Raining men.
She gave us a 4 minutes.
Yeah. So
four
wait,
minutes.
do
We have a
you
few more
want to talk
minutes.
about more stuff?
Okay,
I'm
so what
loving
else
this.
should we talk about?
So I'm at Rhino in 2 weeks doing a private show.
Oh,
so-
tell us. How's Rhino? Have you done that?
You know, oh God, you're gonna hate me. I actually had to cancel them 2 different times because things came. I have like a life. I mean, I hate
course.
to do it. Or I had some neck problems. I had neurosurgery 3 years ago on my neck. I have 2 herniated discs, so I've had some problems.
Sure.
Neurologically with my neck.
Right.
So I had to take care of that. So I had to can a couple of shows during that time. So I'm so happy they're giving me another opportunity.
That's a very
to
cool
come
room.
back.
I've been there a couple of times.
I
Yeah,
love
well, she
that
asked me to
room.
do a private
Yeah.
show for them, so I'm thrilled.
That's
you know?
fabulous.
And
It's
I
a
mean,
yoga
I-
studio.
Yeah.
Like it's the craziest thing.
No,
That's
I'm really
the first,
happy to be going there because I feel bad, and they seem like such nice people.
They are very
nice.
nice.
Marie, right? She's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I'm
like
going to
a
be doing this
doll.
show Friday night. I love
Yeah,
that
which
room.
is great. A Friday night's great. Right?
Yeah.
You'll get a good crowd.
And I heard they get a really good crowd. That's exciting. Now, do you guys have a favorite club in the city?
a Broadway.
Yeah,
hands
talk about
down.
it.
Because
It's
you know
just
what? They're
so-
not ageist, and there are some clubs in New York that are a little bit ageist.
Which sucks and doesn't make any sense.
I was
for
actually
comedy.
told by someone I'm not going to say his name.
Yes, you can.
I can't because
No,
I
you
can't because I
shouldn't.
still go to the club, but I can't. But he actually said, to me, I swear to God, after my audition, which was maybe 3 years ago,
Right.
he sat me down. There were like 5 people auditioning, and he called me over first. He said, "I want to talk to you, Robert." And he came over and he said, "Good set, good jokes, you're clean." I was clean that night because I know if you're auditioning for that club, you had to be clean.
Sure.
So besides my better nature, I was clean that
Yeah.
show. And he said, "But don't bullshit me. How old are you?" What? And I lied by 10
illegal,
years.
right?
And he still told me I was too old to do late night at that club.
What?
Right, I
What
know.
the-
And
you
he's
know
like
what?
90 something years
Don't you love it? It's such bullshit. It's like
such
what?
bullshit. He would never do that. And the thing is that he's actually a nice person. His wife, a doll,
would never do it to
They're
a man.
nice people. They would never do it to me. I don't know if they'd ever do it now. If this whole Me Too thing has come around and all this stuff has come. This was like 3 years ago. This was before the whole real movement started.
But
Like the last couple of
what makes no
years.
sense to me is like you're not saying I want to be an ingenue in a film.
Right. Well,
you're
right.
talking about comedy, which is talking about your life experience, and that always blows my doors off. It's like, wait a minute, all the Borscht Belt comedians are like 100 years old,
please.
and they're
Exactly.
considered.
Well,
you
tell
know,
me I'm not funny. You don't think I'm funny. You don't think tell me something. I had another club tell me, great set, but our late night is like a lot of young kids, and
So
they're just
what?
not going to get you. So, because I do a lot of marriage jokes, I did that at that club that night, and I shouldn't have done that. So there are some clubs that will book me, but there are clubs that are just I know the deal already, and that I have to deal with it. What am I supposed to do?
It is
Meanwhile,
hard.
I go out on the road. I'll do a show like I did a show. I opened for Vanessa in Syracuse,
Right.
And where was it? Not Syracuse. Where did I open for? I forgot where it was because Nancy opened for the same.
I'm
booker
sure you guys
after
killed
that.
it, right? Because the people that are spending
Yeah,
the
well, there
discretionary
was tons
income,
of millennials in the audience, and I love them. I was playing with them. We laughed. They love it. It's like this thing. They're they're either very old mother or a young grandmother. Let's
No, they're
let's
aunts.
just say
Their favorite kooky
They're crazy
aunt.
kooky aunt at Christmas time. I do. I got into the eggnog a little too much.
exactly. I can't.
Or the
believe
Manischewitz. Let's keep it real, kids.
Oh, I hate Manischewitz.
that- Who likes it? Nobody.
Oh God,
No, it's sweet.
Terrible.
It's sweet. You don't like Manischewitz?
Oh, I hate it.
Really?
Oh,
I mean,
You're
that's
like,
one
ugh.
thing I remember my mother every holiday drinking the Manischewitz. She liked her Manischewitz.
No, you're good. Keep on going, girls.
right.
You're doing
Okay,
a great
cool.
job. You're
Okay, cool.
amazing.
All
You have a
right.
lot to talk about. Wait,
Yeah.
let's talk about. Don't you have a comment about why it's so important that older women should be still on the stage and relevant?
Oh,
Tracy's
absolutely.
giving us the
we
lead-in.
have all of the life experience. Jeez.
And here's the thing:
I have so much to talk about.
and 50%, if not more, of your audience are women.
Right.
And let's talk about that because women don't want to hear dick jokes from a guy.
God.
that's
Not all
20
the
years
time.
old,
No, they
right?
don't really.
Not at any of the time.
Also, most of your consumers, the high end of consumers, are baby boomers.
Of
They
course.
want to hear
They have
other
discretionary
boomers.
income.
Right, and those are the people that really do have time to listen
And come out to the
and-
theater
Right.
and do it.
Right, but
Yep.
the club owners don't always get that. But Al Martin at Broadway Comedy Club totally gets it.
Right.
He's great with older comics. He's great. I mean, I love that club. It's my favorite club.
That's so cool.
I think she's
That's
ready
the
to play the song.
And on that note, thank you so much for being our first
You
guest.
are- thank you so much for having us.
Mazel
This was
Mazel
so
tov.
much fun.
Okay.
L'chaim.
Yeah, right?
That's like the only Jewish word the quarter Jew knows. But that's okay.
That's not true. I said beshert.
You were
did.
telling me holy Jesus when you came in, and then you tell me you're a Jew. What are you hiding?
I'm in hiding.
Hurry up! She thinks she's hiding. She thinks
ready for the closeout
The Nazis are here.
song.
She's hiding.
God
Hurry up.
forbid.
Look under the table. She's there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hiding, ladies and gentlemen.
You're on the
Please.
10th floor.